freedom.
I want to break free.
I want to break free. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome to Eat, Sleep, and Magic,
Where we whip our hairs back and forth.
and then get whiplash for years.
Speaking of hair,
Kathleen couldn't be here today, so I have her grandmother.
this is why I brought a hat.
I'm kidding.
Just knowing Leslie
This
so well.
this is Kathleen's look.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. It's actually
Great. So today is Real Talks Day. This episode is a little bit on the controversial side.
a little more serious
A
than
little bit more
the others.
serious than the blindfolded makeup challenge.
Which was so fun.
And that is the topic of modesty. Modesty.
Modesty.
We believe that modest is hottest, and we're not one to flash anyone or walk down the street in short shorts.
Well, no, I'm kidding. We value the whole idea of respecting your body.
Today we're gonna kind of go through 5 reasons why we kind of choose modesty, and in order to show that, we decided to take popular reasons as to why people are saying no, modest is dumb, modest is a little stupid, and then our response and our little rebuttal to it.
These popular
issues. So sit back, relax, and say good luck to us. Number 1. Modesty standards are very repressive, and it kind of prevents people to be free and have freedom and to be creatively expressive.
But that is such a lie. I can say that too because I'm in fashion, and especially like being exposed to the fashion industry, like you'll see like sexy is a popular thing, and also like people wanting to be creative with like their attire, like what I do, my hair, like stuff like that. But there's like so many ways of doing that but being modest at the same time. This is what I got, okay? I have to be proud of the body that I have and like respect it, and then dress in a way that compliments me, like not try to be like everybody else and like, you know, like try to push my boobs together and try to like make my butt look a certain way because that's just what guys right now like. That's just who I am. Like, and I've always loved art. Like anything that I do just shows me in a creative, I guess, like my creative side. I wear clothes that like Leslie all the time would be like, the heck are you wearing? But at least I respect my body while I do it.
Yeah.
Like we believe that you could definitely show your personality, who you are,
and still dress modestly.
yes.
And I really think that a lot of people have such a misconception about what freedom really means.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that freedom means like I get to do whatever the hell that I want. But no,
Okay.
freedom is not doing whatever the hell you want. Freedom is, and it sounds weird, but freedom is self-control, people. Freedom is the ability to have control over yourself.
Yes.
Because once you've mastered self-control, you could do anything.
Whatever you want, yeah.
Like, you don't have to be a slave to your inner desires.
And that's exactly what it is. Like you being a slave to those desires, or you know, those kinds of things, and then when you overcome it or when you learn self-control, you're free. That is
I want to break free. For example, like people with like drug addictions and alcoholism, like oftentimes they say that they're slaves to these drugs. Like they just can't say no. And modesty is the same thing. Like once you have that freedom, you have the self-control to be like, I have control over what I want to show, and what I want to show is my true self apart from my body, because you are body, mind, and soul.
Exactly.
Not just body, people. Not
Exactly.
just body.
cheers. Soul,
Mind.
and
body.
whoa.
Reason 2. Why do women have to hide their bodies? Why are we the ones that have to hide our bodies? Why can't men learn some self-control and stop being pigs? You are not completely wrong. Men do need to learn self-control.
Yes, it's a two-way street here.
It's a two-way street. But women also need to learn self-control too. It's not just men. Like, we play a role in this tango.
Knowing that, like, men are a certain way, you
No.
don't try to... There's women who will go out there and complain about it too, just like, they only think of me like I'm just like an object and like it's this and that. But like, you dress that way for them to see it. You can't fully blame the man for reacting a certain way or whatnot. Yes, they do need to learn self-control and know how to respect women, but like when you trigger that part of their brain, like that's just how they're gonna react.
Yeah. This girl, her name is Jessica Ray. She's an actress, she's an author, a speaker, and she's a swimsuit designer. And she did a talk about modesty, and she threw some science and research studies at us. There was a research study where men were shown scantily clad women, like pictures of them. The part of the brain that lit up was the part that was associated with tools like a hammer and a screwdriver, and the part of the brain that is often associated with like feelings and intentions and thoughts were not stimulated. Do you know what that means? That when they see women dressed immodestly, they see objects.
People, let's not get angry. This is scientific.
It's scientific, guys. Like, it's a scientific fact that men are physical, visual beings.
Yes.
And women,
Let's be honest.
we are emotional beings.
Yes. Yes.
And it's okay, that's the thing.
Yeah.
People think that, like, you know, one way is more superior than the other, but it's not. It's just what makes men and women different.
Exactly. I mean, like, that's just our mentality, but we kind of see a beauty in that.
But the problem lies in whether or not we take that about men and we make them weak by it.
Yeah.
Like, and what do I mean by saying that? It's like, if we go off dressing immodestly, we are encouraging their like the man's way to visualize us in that way. You don't want them to see you as objects, so don't provoke it.
Yes.
Emma Watson like did a speech about it. It's like with the whole feminism thing. Like, it's not about men versus women.
No.
If we want to be equal, we have to help each other.
Yes.
Like, if you want to be treated with respect by men, then we have to help them and lead them to holiness.
Exactly.
And not lead them to sin. Wise words from Sister.
From Sister Leslie. So I'm watching like America's Next Top Model. They'll always say, because there was this one photo shoot and it's all about like the challenges and stuff, like they had to like bring out the sexiness in them and stuff. And then like Tyra would always be like, remember guys, sex sells. And then I'm sitting there just like, that's what society has like made it to be, right? Because it's true. But who's to blame for that? We are. Because as a society, that's what we've made it to be. That's what like people
is encouraged.
It's encouraged. It's encouraged, and that's why they do it. So why don't we change that? Like, it's just because it's popular. So don't for the people who complain about that, like, you can't, because we're all to blame for it, and like we're all taking blame for it. Like, why don't we make that? Why don't we change that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, instead of the whole, or trying to sell the whole sexiness of a woman, like a lot of guys, and a lot of guys will say this, like I've heard this many times, like they find intelligence or confidence a lot more attractive than like sex. So it's like, why don't we come up with ads like that then, right? And then the more that it's out there, the more that people will like that. It's kind of like a trend. And then
hashtag brain is sexy.
Point number 3. I'm not doing this for men's attention. I'm doing it for myself because I'm comfortable in my own skin and all that stuff.
Congratulations. Good for you. Good for you that you have no insecurities in your body. Half of humankind is jealous of you.
I mean, we are all for being confident in your skin. That's not what it is, though.
But, like, to be honest, and no offense, I think it's a little bit selfish. Sorry. You don't live in a bubble. Like, you are a part of this world. You are a part of this society. You are interacting with other people. By you saying that you don't care about what other people think of you and I dress for myself and all that stuff, it's a little bit selfish, because your actions, your decisions, and your thoughts will affect other people, whether you like it or not.
And I know that's such a difficult concept to kind of like understand, because like people be like, I don't do anything for other people, I do it for me. Like, that is a constant like saying that everyone says, and it's a lot bigger than that. Like, you are put in this world with a bunch of other people.
Yeah. If you want to dress the way you do, like, and you dress and you show to people, do not complain and be upset that people are not looking at you.
Because you know that's the way it's gonna be. Like, just know that there's people out there. Like, don't just walk around this world like I'm the only person here. There's gonna be people.
In a bubble.
No.
You're a part of a community and you're a part of a society.
Yeah.
And
so respect others, but also respect yourself. Man.
Exactly.
Because I'm all for like women who have confidence in themselves. Because so feeling confident, like, that's a huge thing. Like, that's something that we all need, and you know, we all stand together for that, and that's fine. But there's so many
for
the right reasons. Exactly. Point number 4: the double standard. Why does it seem to only be targeted to women and not men?
There is a double standard.
Yes, there is.
And we must address it.
Yes, we must.
Why can't women be topless on a beach, but men can go to the park, play soccer, and then take their shirt off? This also applies to men.
Yeah.
Men, you have to dress modestly too, believe it or not. If you don't want to have women objectify you, then you have a responsibility as well to dress the way where you are seen with respect and the dignity that you deserve to.
When we talk about being modest as a man, it's just like, again, like when a woman will like objectify you.
And women do it.
And they do it. So like, let's admit it, women, we do it.
Women, like, we have to learn
self-control. That's why. So everything that we're saying it goes both ways.
Both
ways.
We're
not trying to say that it's only for that, and that's something that we want to open.
Who here has like drooled over a man's body before?
Like, when you see a guy take his shirt off, we'll be like, who?
A lot of people think that women are the ones that have self-image issues. Men
have it too. Yeah, we all have insecurities. And so at the end of the day, it all goes back to what we're trying to say.
Yes.
And it's not only the physical, it is also the mental that we're trying to focus on, the mind, body, soul, all that. Like, it's not just the body.
So both men and women have to dress modestly. We have to treat our bodies with the respect and the dignity that we deserve. We must lead each other to holiness and prevent the sin.
Sister Leslie.
Reason 5. By forcing modesty, doesn't this promote like the rape culture and slut shaming and all that stuff? No. No, it does not promote any of this stuff. This is a really hard point to sell. Because rape happens, and it's such a shame that it does. And there are cases where people have been raped, and a lot of people are saying, you know, well, if they didn't dress that way, then maybe they wouldn't have gotten raped, and they were asking for it. No,
it has nothing to do with that.
It has nothing to do with that. These victims are victims. There's no doubt about it. They are not to blame for being raped. We need to stress the importance of modesty, because modesty is not just dressing like your grandma. No. That's not what it is.
Like, I think, like a lot of people, when we say modesty, we're not saying like go cover, like, oh my gosh, like my shoulders are showing. Like, you're not being modest.
Yeah.
That's not what we're trying to talk about here.
The importance here is education.
Yeah.
And to teach people, especially young people, how to respect their body, and in turn respect other people's bodies. this is how you prevent things from happening.
These kinds of things. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how people are saying that modesty promotes this because it like promotes rape culture. It doesn't. Like if it's taught correctly.
Exactly. I don't see how it would.
We can't fix what's already happened.
Yeah.
People who have been victims of rape, like the only thing we could do for them is pray for them, support them, and then
because I feel like in a way just the whole modesty part, like it has anybody could be a victim of rape. Like
there are cases where women have been raped and they were dressed modestly.
Like that has nothing to do with any of it. Like it happens to it can happen to anybody.
So unfortunate that these things are happening. But again, like this is where parenting and the school system comes into play here, and slut shaming as well. Like if we're talking about school, like there's so many cases out there where teachers and principals they're going to girls in schools and saying, you can't wear that. Go home and change. And a lot of people are saying stuff like, is what I'm wearing more important than my education? That you're sending me home from school so I could change? That's not the point here, guys.
Yeah.
They're saying things like, you're making us ashamed of our bodies. That's what slut shaming is. We're not saying that what you wear is more important than education. We're saying that your respect and your self-worth and your dignity is more important.
I guess like to wrap it all up, like basically what we're saying is, we dress modestly because not because we want to cover ourselves because it's a bad thing. No, because it's not about hiding ourselves, but it's about revealing something that is way more bigger than that, which is our dignity. Okay? So don't wear those tight pants, whatever. No, we're just saying that there's something bigger than that. Like, and
there's something more important to reveal than our body.
Yeah.
But again, guys, like there are ways to dress modest and still look good. Like these are like modesty is not covering up everything. It's about how you present yourself with the confidence, dignity, and respect that you deserve as a human being. That is what we're talking about here. Yeah.
But that's just what we believe in.
We post videos every Sunday. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next week. Yeah. So stay weird, be yourself,
and remember, Jesus loves you even when you look like this.